Welcome to the You Dab Me a Hello podcast. My name is RJ, as always, followed by Mike and Andy. You didn't ask for it, but we're here anyways. Hey, thanks for joining us. We already have a ton of people that signed on immediately. We even had one dude, Malachi, who said hi before we even started. So hi to you as well over on YouTube. I think that probably came from Band Lab. Thank you to Angified for always playing us on Thursday nights. We're back. It's Thursday. We haven't had a Thursday in a while, right, Andy? I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks, maybe longer.
Well, technically, we did have a Thursday. There's always a Thursday in the week. We're not live on Thursday, I think is what.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why we do this show together anymore. Thank you. No, you're right. Thursdays happen every week, but we weren't on it last week. I think we were. I don't know. This summer has blown by for me. It's just been like all over the place.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, my work's getting busy because of back to school, and then everything I talked about last week. Things are just getting nuts. It's weird. It seems like everything is over. I don't know. I mean, not the whole world. The world's not over. That's not what I mean.
I mean, almost. I feel like the world's imploding one day at a time, and but hey. We're here to lighten the mood, hopefully.
Yeah.
Especially with this topic, comedies of 2010s. I mean, when you think of comedy, you clearly think of the 2010s. So we're bringing the heat tonight.
50% of the time, you'll discover I think of the 2010s.
Yeah, we're doing a comedy night tonight, and as soon as we signed on, I was like, "How's everybody?" And everybody was like, we're going to be hilarious tonight.
Well,
I'm always funny. I don't know what you guys are talking about. What's up, Angie?
I like how she said hi, dads. That's so silly.
Yeah. That is what we will be known as.
Better than hello, daddies.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have enough money for that.
Oh man, I didn't feel like I was tired until I saw myself in it, and I'm realizing I'm like the whole time. But I'm happy to be here. It is a crazy day. I ended up being a lot busier today than I had imagined, and I literally signed on like 20 minutes before we started and put everything together. But we're here, so this is it. How you guys feeling this week?
Just waiting for the weekend.
Yeah. Well, no, my next day off is next Thursday, so
so
I don't have a weekend.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's the dad life.
Yeah, it is.
I have a 3-day weekend. I don't want to throw that in your face. My kids have a 4-day weekend, so
I like them less than you know.
Oh, poor kids.
Look at you with your drink. I don't have a drink.
It's
fancy.
Jack and ginger ale. It's good stuff.
You needed it after today.
I need it every day now.
Hey,
it's a bad week when you're drinking to get to the podcast night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, usually he's drinking to get through it, but
yeah.
So does everyone else who watches.
This week, the podcast is my respite from the rest of the world right now. So I'm gonna soak this all up.
Well,
I saw a meme the other day that showed like a guy who was shocked, saying that he doesn't like Trump, and then he's standing next to someone else who's like right next to him, and he's like shocked at the person next to him, saying like that person thinking I'm a Biden supporter. It's just him like right in the middle hating everyone. Like I feel like everyone in the world today is just terrible. So so we're going to talk about funny stuff tonight, and hopefully take our minds off of it for a little while. But if you're joining us from the Trump side or the Biden side or the Republican side or the other side, we hate you all, and we're going to talk about funny stuff tonight. So thank you for joining us.
We should play a bit, like people can play along with bingo with how many times that we say Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell.
Yep.
What else? Who else?
Is Jonah Hill on here more than once?
I think I don't think so.
No.
But who else? Adam Sandler. Rosie Brown. Is it Brian?
Rose Byrne.
Oh, Rose Byrne.
Byrne.
Yeah.
Is it Byrne?
Yep.
Burn.
That's what I thought so.
I don't think I've ever heard her
Burn.
last name.
Do you know she's like has a super like Australian accent or something? I can't remember where she's from, but when I heard her talk normally after seeing Instant Family, I was shocked. I had no idea. It's like the Walking Dead cast. Nobody's American in the Walking Dead cast.
Yeah,
but
Tina
they're all
said the
playing
same
Southern
thing.
Americans.
Yeah, Tina said the same thing about she's got an accent. I'm like, yes, she does. It's interesting how a lot of actors and actresses, if they're not from the United States, like they do a really good job at portraying our accents here. Like, and it's not until you hear them speak, like in interviews and stuff, you're like, oh, wait a minute, where are you from?
It's almost
took me 37 years to lose my Rhode Island accent. I can't imagine.
Like Isla Fisher, did you ever hear her speak?
Yeah.
Nothing like what she sounds like in a movie at all.
Nope. So it's almost like they're good at acting.
I know.
All right. Well, hey, I think we should get right into it. What we're doing is going over a shorter list tonight. We are doing the top 8 instead of the top 16, and that was in part due to the fact that the three of us have not seen a lot of movies after 2010. So we
just had very different views of.
That's true.
We all had some pretty lengthy lists. I think we all had almost 20 movies on our list. It's just
that's true. We just haven't seen a lot of the same ones.
Yeah.
And through this, we have a lot of movie nights to do because we've discovered some of us haven't seen some pretty big movies over the years. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not just you. It's Andy too, and myself. I have not seen one of Andy's favorites, Ted.
Can't believe you haven't seen Ted.
I do like my Mark Wahlberg, so I feel like I should have seen that, but
you should have.
Ted's good.
Yeah. But tonight, here we are, the top 8. It is a surprise to Andy and Mike. I did not get the bracket out in time, so we are just going to go for it and see what happens. But yeah, here it is. We've got. Oh, I have not shared the screen, so we've got nothing.
You haven't even made a bracket yet, have you?
I'm making it right now. Here it is.
Perfect.
We have Deadpool versus Neighbors. This is a big one right off the top. Deadpool versus Neighbors. Let's go into it a little bit. Deadpool, for people maybe who don't know, is a superhero action movie starring Ryan Reynolds, and 100 other people that are amazing, like Morena Baccarin, TJ Miller, Gina Carano, and a bunch of other awesome people. But this is kind of a offshoot of a Marvel movie where it's got that Marvel feel to it, but at the same time is probably one of the more hilarious movies of the year, if not of the 2010s, which is why it's here. And Neighbors. Oh, sorry, Mike.
I was going to say it's a spin-off of a spin-off because it was a spin-off of X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is a spin-off of the X-Men series. So it's a spin-off of a spin-off.
And Neighbors is Seth Rogen and Zac Efron, where it's a family who moves in, or a frat that moves in next to a family with a new baby. And so hilarity ensues. But I actually just saw Neighbors this year for the first time. I went on like I want to watch a random comedy kick, and I watched like Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2 and Neighbors all in a row. Neighbors 2. So I like Neighbors, but Deadpool is probably my favorite, not only comedy of these two, but also one of my favorite Marvel movies altogether, or if you want to call it that. Is it an official Marvel movie?
Yes, kind of. It was released.
No.
It was released by Fox, and Fox and Marvel are both owned by Disney. So yeah, technically it is.
So technically he's a Disney princess.
Yeah, he's a Disney princess.
So I'm going to go with Deadpool. I also have a love for Ryan Reynolds. The dude is hilarious in everything he does. So that's my pick.
I don't think Andy's picking Deadpool, but I am.
Yeah. See, I haven't seen Deadpool. It's on my list as like one of the top movies that I need to watch. I was going to try to watch it this week, and then the week fell apart. So I would have went with Neighbors only because I've seen Neighbors, and I still thought it was really funny. Hell, I was watching the trailer the other night, and I was laughing hysterically.
Yeah,
especially the airbag scene. Like Zac Efron keeps hiding airbags in different places, and Seth Rogen sits on them and just like explodes through the ceiling.
People get really hurt doing that stuff, which is kind of funny too.
Well, they made it even funnier because it's clearly a doll, and like you could tell, like he's just like.
Neighbors is a really good movie. Zac Efron does a really good job in comedy.
Yeah, this was like his first R-rated comedy movie, and he always wanted to do one, he said, but he was really selective. So when he found out he was able to do this one with Seth Rogen, he jumped right on. So he also said that he knew he would get the opportunity to touch Seth Rogen's bare chest, which is also why he wanted to do the movie.
There's so many other.
That's why Seth Rogen left.
There's so many other good people in that movie too. I mean, you have Rose Byrne, who's great. Dave Franco's one of my favorites as well. Jared Carmichael. Does anybody remember Jared Carmichael from? He had his own sitcom for a little while, The Carmichaels. No. It's a great show. They're like the modern day. I want to say the modern day Cosby Show. And he does like a lot of takes on a lot of like really, really important topics, but makes them hilarious. So it's really good. If you haven't checked it out, The Carmichael Show on some streaming site somewhere, but he's in it. And then you got Andy Samberg, Lisa Kudrow, Hannibal. So just a bunch of really cool people.
Ike Barinholtz, who I always
he's hilarious.
Hilarious in everything.
Yep. He's in another one of our shows, I think, as well.
He's in a lot of stuff. I didn't think this movie was as big as it was. Like when we were discussing it and said Neighbors, I didn't know this, so it's actually the 4th largest R-rated comedy in history after The Weekend. I was completely blown away by that. So, and there's one scene that Seth Rogen said he laughed until he cried. It involved the baby. And it also involved some preventative measures of not getting pregnant.
Okay.
I'll just leave it to that. It's an interesting scene. You have to be a special type of person to find it funny.
They did make a sequel, Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising, which I ended up seeing as well. It has Chloe Grace Moretz in it, who's amazing. And also I think Selena Gomez ends up in that one as well. But a lot of people come back for that one. And it's really, really funny. Basically, they join up to then, I think, fight another sorority, if I can remember right. But super funny. But Neighbors is not moving on. However, Deadpool has moved on. Next up, we got this one is not a tough one for me, but I'm going to be very disappointed if it doesn't go my way. We have Instant Family versus 21 Jump Street. No, that's not a Seth Rogen movie, is it? It's Jonah Hill.
That is Jonah Hill. Guy.
Yeah. Sorry, all the white people look the same. So
they do.
21 Jump Street.
Look at us.
All the white people of comedy just look like Seth Rogen. No, 21 Jump Street versus Instant Family. Instant Family being Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne, actually, again. And one of my favorite new people, Isabella Merced, if that's how you say it, Mersad. She plays Dora the Explorer. If you haven't seen that movie, it's funny to say out loud, but if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's actually hilarious. If you're an adult and you have to watch a kid's movie, it's funny. They make fun of the old Dora show a lot, and it's great. But she is also in the new Netflix movie, Sweet Girl, which is really good. Her and that hunk everyone likes.
I'm not in any movie.
Hemsworth, the Hemsworth guy.
He's not a Hemsworth guy. What's the dude's name? No. He's from C.
He's from what?
Oh, it's gonna bother me now.
He's from the C.
Jason Momoa.
Yes, he's also from the sea because he's Aquaman. Yes, it's Jason Momoa. I didn't even mean
wild. Yes,
that's what I thought he was trying to tell me.
Well, he's also in a thriller called See, S-E-E, about blind people. He plays in a world where everyone's gone blind for 600 years.
If you want to know why I guess that, it's because my wife does this to me all the time. She's like, "Hey, you know that guy? He was in that movie with that lady," and I just know somehow. I don't understand.
See, my wife doesn't recognize faces. Like she will see, like someone will walk on stage on the screen, and I'm like, oh, that's the guy from our favorite TV show, and she's like, what one? And I'm like, the one we just watched a few minutes ago. Like it could be the same person. He could make a cameo as the person from the other show, and she won't get it. So I think that's hilarious.
It's a good superpower.
My superpower is while watching movies, I just look up the actors and see all the other movies they've ever been in. So that's what I do. The entire movie.
Same.
But anyway, sorry. Instant Family, 21 Jump Street. Where are you guys at? And where are you guys at home?
I never saw Instant Family. So let me back this up a minute. The movies on this list I have not seen. I tried to watch. None of them are free. So I refused to pay money. If they were free on services I already pay for, like I pay for Amazon Prime, I pay for YouTube TV, we pay for Netflix, we pay for Hulu. They were not free on any of these. Yes, that was a humble brag. Actually, I have all these streaming services.
I still have ads.
Yeah, I can't watch them. So I haven't seen Instant Family. So 21.
Well, Instant Family has Tig Notaro, who is hilarious. Octavia Spencer's in it. Mark Wahlberg. I mean, Mark Wahlberg. Why wouldn't you just vote immediately? Instant Family is my pick.
Because he was in The Happening. That always makes me second.
That's not his fault. It's a terrible movie.
So I've seen both of these movies.
This is all on Andy. Movies. This is it. Hold on.
Oof. I feel like I'm gonna do a bad thing here.
I hate you.
Sorry, buddy. It's 21 Jump Street for me. I don't remember Instant Family as being.
That's like a rom-com, right?
As much of a comedy, like
it's a dramedy. People.
It made me cry. It was really sad. That's kind of what I remember.
It's heartwarming. It's not sad. Yes. It's heartwarming. It's making you feel things and making you laugh at the same time.
Yeah, 21 Jump Street made me laugh.
Yeah, it did.
Not saying that Instant Family didn't have its funny parts, but 21 Jump Street was, as the kids say, hilarious. Is that what the kids say?
Well, let's talk about Instant Family here a little bit. First off, it is a partly true story. On a family that ends up adopting 3 people instead of 1. And they actually went with adopting an older teen, which generally is very hard to do. A lot of people don't adopt teenagers. And that's played by Isabel Merced. But it's so good. Tig Notaro is amazing. If you have not seen Tig Notaro in stand-up, she has a new stand-up on HBO Max. Which I pay for, Mike.
I don't. I get that for free from my brother-in-law.
Oh wait, I do get that for free. Never mind. It's part of my AT&T. But anyways, Tig Notaro has a stand-up. She is hilarious. It's what Andy was saying was it makes you feel things. It's about them trying to form a family from 3 kids who have a mom that messed them up. So. There's a lot going on there, but it's so funny. So if you haven't seen Instant Family, go check it out. Plus, you have a rising star there with Isabel. She's in Dora. She's in that Sweet Girl movie. She's in a bunch of others, too, already. She's blowing up big, so I'm sure we'll keep seeing her.
I don't want to feel feelings when I watch movies.
Have tissues ready. Yeah.
I don't want to feel feelings.
Yeah.
I watch movies. But
it's one of those movies where you're literally crying, but then Mark Wahlberg does something stupid like hit the kid in the face with a basketball. And it's great. Like it's hilarious.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, hitting adopted kids with basketballs.
Let's take a turn.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that John Cena Playing with Fire movie. It's another one of those movies where he ends up kind of watching over these kids with no parents. But hey, Pete, how you doing? Good to see you. Crying is good for the soul, Mike. And that's true.
Not when I'm trying to watch a movie. I'm crying. I can't see the TV. It ruins the whole experience.
Have to have clear.
You don't like to feel things during movies, guys. We have to do an episode now on like the movies that made us cry, which for Andy is all of them.
No, but I do have some in mind.
I can only think of like 2.
Inside Out, cry every time.
I don't want to watch it because of it.
No.
Have you not seen it yet?
No, I think we tried to watch it, and Zoe.
And then you cried and you turned it off.
There's one movie that I really, really like, and it made me cry. Like I was like bawling, and I refused to watch it.
What is it?
I don't. 50-50.
Oh, I did see 50-50. It is. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah,
my wife cries at every movie, so you could just have her on. You could just pick a
cries
movie
every time you come home.
Yeah, she does.
She cried at your wedding video.
She did.
Not for the reasons.
Yeah, it was remorse.
I cried during Space Jam. Which one? The old one or the new one?
I believe I can fly.
Oh.
Anyways, moving on. We've got
Monstars.
Off the rails already. 20 minutes we're
Ted.
off the rails.
Ted versus the other guys.
Oh man, it's two Wahlberg movies.
Two Wahlbergs, yeah.
Wahlberg's in all of the movies we have so far. Man,
These
I
are
have an
good.
easy vote. It's the other guys for me. But Will Ferrell's one of my favorites. Mark Wahlberg's one of my favorites. You got The Rock, Samuel L. Jackson, so many good people, even Michael Keaton.
I thought you said Barack. I was like, oh
Yeah.
crap, Obama was in there.
I mean, he could have been.
I
was surprised that I liked the other guys. Actually, it was way funnier than I thought it was going to be. But Ted was also really funny, and I kind of knew that was going to be funny with Seth MacFarlane writing that. So I don't know. What were you going to say, Andy?
Ted all the way.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't help me at all then. So now I'm on the spot. I don't like this.
This is it.
Mike has left the room.
I gotta go with Ted. Ted was way funnier to me. They were both really funny, but Ted was way funnier. It stuck with me a little more.
Yeah. If you left, we would have to bring back Randy Meiser from the old days before you were on.
I won't.
For people who are very confused, we used a randomized site in which we would throw the two choices in there as our third person, our third judge.
Because we had no friends.
we had many guests. We had special guests. If you haven't seen some of our good segue, Andy. If you haven't seen some of our older episodes, our first 10 or 11 episodes were done with just Andy and I. And we tried to have a special guest on quite often. Our old friend Billy was on one. Ryan was on one. Pete was on one. So go check it out. And I'm sorry if someone else was on it and I don't remember, but thank you for being on the show. But it's fun and it's very different than the feel now. Mike has been a welcome addition to the show. And it's been a lot of fun getting to know Mike a lot more this year. So
yeah, now welcome. You wish you hadn't.
No, I like you better than Andy now. So.
Oh, good. Well, you know him better. I mean, he and I are very similar in some respects. So you'll come to hate us equally at some point.
You're Andy with a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up together. We did some real dumb stuff when we were kids. So
yeah,
that we won't talk about on the show.
We share blood.
Anyways,
what? You share blood?
We share.
Anyway, so
we kicked out the other guys.
The other guys did not make it, but in case you have not seen that, that is again a buddy cop action movie. Again, Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg playing the bad guy, not the bad guy, the cop, and then you have Will Ferrell, who's more like an office worker. Cop.
Yeah,
who's married to Eva Mendes?
Yeah,
and it makes no sense.
Completely.
Mark Wahlberg's like, what? Like he's like, wait, you're seriously married? Oh god, what is his nickname? I can't remember. I can't
remember his nickname.
He just flips out and he's just like a tough guy all of a sudden, and he's just like a psychopath. It's so funny. So again, a funny movie, but you think of Will Ferrell, you don't think that this is his second highest grossing. I said grossing.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg is a pretty good looking guy. So
it's his second highest grossing film worldwide
The
after
second
Elf
sexiest man alive.
in my top 10. Hey, and then The Rock was in here, Dwayne Johnson.
Yep.
But did you know that there was also other wrestlers in this movie?
I did, because it's in my
You
notes.
did? All right. Well,
we all on the same notes. But tell us more, Andy.
yeah, tell us. Oh, Mike.
Who else was in it?
Michael.
Well, I'll say
Michael
one. I'll say one, and you can say the other.
Right,
So there's a scene at a basketball game, and there's famous people sitting around them. So Brooke Shields, Tracy Morgan, Rosie Perez. Yep, Rosie Perez. Brooke Shields' husband is actually the person who co-wrote the script, so that's why she was there, I would assume. But one of the professional wrestlers, his real name is Monty Sopp, but he is also known as Billy Gunn, and I won't say his other name because I don't think it's appropriate. But they also just had a heel. Yeah, Mr. Butt, but it's the other word for butt. And they just had a heel turn recently too. Yeah. And the other wrestler was
Brian James, who's also known as the Road Dog. They used to be a tag team, the New Age Outlaws. So
that's right.
This is so random how they just
hey,
can we get in this movie? I don't know what exactly how they got in there, but
there. Yeah, I didn't see why. I wonder if that's how it led to the cross promotion with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg being on WWE Raw with the Bella Twins, because that was really funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
I forgot to watch it today.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really funny. It was like 2 minutes.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I had to switch. I had to switch my headphones because my Bluetooth ones kept making noises for some reason. But it's not dead. I've got my 3 stars, or circles, but it kept making noises, so I switched out. But anyways, hey, anything else to say about the other guys?
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, I was talking to you guys earlier, saying how I was trying to get a bunch of notes put together for because I hadn't seen a lot of these movies, so I wanted some talking points. So the other guys has some really funny names in some other countries. And I don't know if this is just a way that it translates or if it was actually called something else. So if you were in Latvia and you wanted to watch this movie, so say you go to the Latvian Blockbuster, you would have to ask for the movie Backup Police Officers. If you were in Lithuania, you have to ask for Reserve, You Will Do. Or if you're in Austria, it's called The Slightly Different Cops.
Oh, I think I said the other guys.
No. And in Poland, it's called Substitute Police.
Oh my word.
Yep.
Nice.
So there you go. I like it too. Yeah. I think it's funnier than the other guys.
I haven't brought up those facts in a while.
I know. I thought of it as I was doing it. And I was like, oh, wait, Andy did this once before.
Nice,
so I'm going to steal his bit.
Yeah. It's all right. You did it better.
I try.
Well, hey, shout out again to BandLab. Thank you guys for having us. It looks like there's a decent amount of people watching over on BandLab. I was just checking up on you guys. So thank you guys for checking us out. And thank you to the one guy who said, sorry, I would love to stay, but I have to go to work. So appreciate you hitting us up.
You can watch the replay next week when we release it as a new episode. So
yeah, but he's not watching now, so he doesn't know that.
Well, his name is BK, so either he is that's what he is, or he works at BK. I'm not sure which one. But I was really excited. Somebody said these guys are awesome, but it was just Angie, and we paid her to do that. So.
Oh, can someone else say that next time?
I'm just kidding. We don't pay her. But hey, thank you guys again over on BandLab for watching. Also, big thanks to Andy and Mike's family for being here with us.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got one more here in the top 8 bracket. We have Grown Ups versus Game Night. For me, guys, no competition. Game Night is hilarious. It's great, and it also stars Rachel McAdams, which is the first time I can say that on a podcast in months.
And it's true this time.
And it's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so good. Game Night. It is great. I will talk about it a lot when you guys kick it out. But Game Night is not only a funny movie, it's a great written movie. It's not like Grown Ups where Adam Sandler just recycles his crap from the last 30 years. I don't worry, I like Grown Ups. I'm just saying, it's if you've seen an Adam Sandler movie, you've seen them all. David Spade says something stupid at some point, and Adam Sandler goes,
have you seen the Do-Over? Do-Over was a
I have not actually, and I've heard really terrible things about it, but
really,
you're the friend.
That means it's real funny then.
Yeah.
There are Adam Sandler movies I like. It's just so like good movies, and then like the best Adam Sandler movie is like down here. It's still good. It's just trash.
I don't know. Happy Gilmore is really good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He was relevant 34 years ago.
He sure was. I was also like 10 years old, so it was way funnier back then.
That's true. No, Happy Gilmore is a good movie. So is Grown Ups. But Game Night for me.
I liked both of these movies a lot. Again, but I just want to oppose you all night, so I'm going Grown Ups.
Oh god,
douche! Because Mike hasn't seen Game Night.
So Game Night was actually. Forgot. Game Night was one of the movies that I did go on YouTube and find like the funniest scenes. So I don't know.
It was the whole movie.
It was, well, I mean, I tried to watch the whole movie, but there was some weird like bootleg thing and I had to go do something else. It didn't work. I did like the fact that their creepy police officer neighbor was trying to sneak in on the game night the whole time.
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, that was really funny. But some of the other scenes I saw weren't like super fun. Like they were funny. I air came out of my nose when but I wasn't laughing hysterically.
You would if you saw the whole movie.
But I could say the same for Grown Ups. I don't know, from what I saw there wasn't. I don't know. So I guess I could just flip a coin. What do you guys want?
Game Night.
What? Yeah.
Grown-Ups.
What? People in the comments help me out with this one here.
Oh, I got you right here. Game Night is hysterical.
He controls the button. He's only going to
Look, someone else voted for Ted. They don't even know what's going on. No, I'm just kidding. That was from before. Game Night. Another one for Game Night.
She voted for Game Night.
So many different people want Game Night. So many different people.
It's only Patty. Patty wants Game
Night. All right, hey, hold up. Game Night, first off, has a good actual story. It's set with a super couple that are very competitive, Max and Annie, which is played by Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. Jason Bateman being the dude from Ozark, if you've ever seen that, and Rachel McAdams. And then they have his older brother, who they have like a hate relationship, is Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights, and a bunch of other
Stingray
things.
In his Corvette.
Yes.
Stingray.
All right. Yeah. So Grown Ups is about a bunch of friends who used to play. They were friends as kids. They grew up, played basketball together, whatever. And then they all get back together. They've all either been successful or just had their different lives. They go on this weekend together because, what was it, their basketball coach died, who was their mentor. Adam Sandler. So even if you don't like Adam Sandler, you got Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider, all funny in their own ways, right? This entire time, they're just like hazing Rob Schneider.
Selma Hayek as well.
Selma Hayek, right? Yeah. Maya Rudolph, Maria Bello, like this, such an all-star cast. They're hazing Rob Schneider the entire time because, he's in love with a older woman. There's just
like 30 years older than him.
Yeah. Chris Rock has his mother there, or Maya Rudolph's mom. I don't know whose mom it was, but she's like farting up a storm up there. She's blaming the dog. Like silly crap.
Sounds like
they're peeing in pools. They got their kids. Adam Sandler's kids just want to play video games all day, and he's trying to force them to get outside and be children. So there's a lot of silliness going on between them all. So
RJ looks unamused.
Again, I like it, but all he did was describe Saturday Night Live coming together with Adam Sandler's best friends and making a movie. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Saturday Night Live in the 90s when it wasn't funny, apparently.
First off, it was Tim Meadows and Colin Quinn. You know, they're okay. They're fine. But again, it's a good movie.
The
it's
Ladies
just,
Man. How dare you?
Oh, my word. It has an 11% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a 3.5 out of 10 on Metacritic.
It has a sequel.
Miami Herald referred to it as the perfect poster child for the maddening summer of movie mediocrity. It's a disdain.
Alliteration.
And Andy says Game Night is not better than Grown Up. So I'm a critic too now. So this movie was actually.
It has, first off,
yeah.
Game Night has an 85% Rotten Tomatoes. 85. And it has an average of 6.9 out of 10. It says that it's more fun than the real thing. So it's good stuff.
I don't have a coin to flip.
Yeah, of course a movie's better than a real game night. Have you ever played a game night with your friends and family members?
Game nights at my house are amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've been to them. They're not.
You literally sign online to play them with me. That's how desperate you are to play.
I'm being forced. That is not an at-will situation. So, Grown Ups was supposed to come out in 97.
It was.
With Chris Farley.
It did. It was Happy Gilmore and what's that other dumb movie? Billy Madison. It was all the other Adam Sandler movies.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
They were good. Those were good. They're still good.
Mike, you haven't chosen. Grown Ups.
No, I haven't. I haven't chosen.
I mean, the only votes have been for Game Night for multiple people.
I know, and that's why I'm torn because I'm trying to trust my gut and say Adam Sandler wouldn't let me down, but I know for a while there he had some stinkers. But
for a while, you mean 90% of his career? Well, The Waterboy, The Wedding Singer, Big Daddy, Mr. Deeds.
Great movies.
Big Daddy was a fantastic movie.
The only good movies from him are Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Click, because it made me cry, The Longest Yard, maybe Grown Ups if you want to count that.
Yeah, so it is a good movie. Oh, all right.
It's an okay movie. I'm not hating on it. It's just not as good as Game Night.
I mean,
look, another person telling you. 11% versus 85%.
I know. All I'm gonna say is I'm going with Grown Ups because the scenes that I saw for Game Night were not super funny. The only thing that made me laugh on all the funniest scenes was when they were like trying not to throw up when she was trying to get the bullet out of his arm. that was kind of funny. But the first half of the scene wasn't funny.
Look,
it was
look how many people hate you now.
Yeah. Patty and I never saw eye to eye, though.
Well, thank you, Patty, for sticking up for me in Game Night. If you haven't seen Game Night like Mike, go check it out. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I still want to watch it just when it's free and I don't have to pay $12.99 to watch it.
I think, did we watch it together? Did we watch Game Night together?
Maybe.
We might have.
Maybe, yeah.
It is really funny. Jesse Plemons, hysterical.
He's great. Dexter's in it. Michael C. Hall.
He's also in Breaking Bad. He's such a good actor. Like he just portrays all these different characters that, you know.
All right, I'll get you my Venmo, Patty.
Oh well, Patty, I haven't seen it either. And of course, Rachel McAdams is in here. Who, I mean, she can do
one of the actresses of our time.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
if you're watching,
she's fantastic.
I think Kate must have fallen asleep because also Winston is in this.
Yes.
So that should have been your pick right there, Winston from The New Girl. But I can't give away too much about this movie because there is an actual plot. It's a very good plot. A lot of it kind of reminds me of, if you ever seen Clue back in the day. It's very funny and it's a go around movie and they're kind of traveling around seeing what's going on. But there's a lot of twists and turns. It's really cool. And Caitlin is awake. She says she hasn't seen either. You should see this one. Winston is in it and he's hilarious.
It's funny that you mentioned Clue because prior to them filming the movie, the cast got together and had an actual game night, and one of the games they played was Clue. The other was The other game was Joking Hazard, which is hilarious. It's a Cyanide and Happiness card game, which is really good, which I own. And Clue is great. We just taught my son how to play Clue. We played a few games last week.
All right, so cool. I'll know what to think if I find you in your kitchen with a candlestick next to you.
Yep. You're giving the kid all the ideas.
Hey, while we're on the topic, what are some of your favorite game nights, guys? Throw it out there in the comments section. What are some of the games that you have as a go-to? Lately, we actually have been buying a bunch of games for the Xbox downstairs and for my computer. And all the kids have been coming up. We play the game of life on the computer now. And downstairs, we have Family Feud and Trivial Pursuit. And so just fun stuff. I'm also on a game night kick online, too, on TV. I'm watching... there's a new one with Dak Shepard and his wife, Kristen Bell. That's really funny. And we're into the wall.
The way you said that was like Kristen Bell's like a nobody. Like
his wife.
I forgot her name. I kept wanting to say Anna, and that's not it.
She's arguably more famous than him, like tenfold.
She's more famous than just about anybody.
Dak Shepard and his wife are on it. I actually have seen more with Dak Shepard on it, and he's hilarious. I think he joined the Adam Sandler crew back in the day too. I can't remember the name of the comedy movie he was in. Oh, Without a Paddle.
Oh, with Seth Green and
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, that's right.
Yeah, that was a good one. He was also in Idiocracy, and he was in Employee of the Month.
I love Idiocracy.
Yeah. Employee of the Month is one of those movies that like shouldn't have been good, but I mean, you had Dane Cook and Jessica Simpson and Dak Shepard, but it actually was kind of funny.
Good. Yeah.
And then he was in a recent one that I saw just because I loved the show. He was in Chips. It was a terrible movie, but it should have been better than it was. It was him and Michael Pena, who's great.
Oh, yeah, Michael Pena's great.
But anyways, hey, that's it. We're in our top 4 right now. Yes, Cards Against Humanity. That's a big one for us too. Yeah, we also been playing the Jackbox games when we do online. So those are really good too. But
what was that other one that we bought? The subtitle one.
Oh yeah, What the Dub.
What the Dub. That game is hilarious.
That's a good one. We have to have a game night soon.
We do.
Anyways, hey, if you're interested in joining our game night, hit us up. But
you could.
$12.99.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be followed by a game night, the movie.
Entry is 1 movie rental, please.
I got Voodoo. My Voodoo.
All right, well, here we are. We're in the top 4. It's Deadpool, 21 Jump Street, Ted, and Grown Ups. How do you guys feel about the top 4 here? We have a game night person who wants in.
Right. Hey, I know that guy.
Tim, you watching the new Emery live stream mid-September? I'm expecting him to answer like out loud. But...
is it the 15th or the 17th?
I think it's the 16th, but way to go.
Yeah, that was good. I mean,
way to box it in.
Yeah.
But anyways, hey, this is it. Deadpool, 21 Jump Street, Ted, and Grown Ups. Let's start with Deadpool versus 21 Jump Street. I'm just gonna kick it off. Deadpool.
What do you got, Andy? You haven't seen Deadpool.
I haven't seen Deadpool. But apparently it's hilarious and I need to see it. So I already know you're gonna say So you're gonna say Deadpool, right?
I am gonna say Deadpool.
Yeah.
And these are 2 movies that I have seen. So
yeah. So
my wife also said Deadpool, and she also has seen both movies. Although she's
okay.
probably gonna say, I forgot that we saw 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, it's a good movie. 21 Jump Street is funny. And there was a second one too, if I'm
22 Jump Street.
22 Jump. What?
What Andy doesn't know is we're actually, after this podcast is over, we're just playing game night and then Deadpool right after. all night. Followed by The Notebook, so he can cry.
No.
But anyways, Deadpool.
Ryan period, Reynolds period.
We absolutely saw 21 Jump Street with Paul. We absolutely saw it. Yeah, she is a bad memory.
Well, let's remind her what 21 Jump Street was. So we had 21 Jump Street was a buddy cop action film with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. And then you also had a bunch of other people in that movie as well. Dave Franco, Brie Larson. I actually forgot Brie Larson was in that. Yeah. Rob Riggle. Rob Riggle for me. I don't know why. I never really liked him, and then I saw Holy Moly, and he is a commentator on the Holy Moly show, and he is downright the funniest commentator I have ever seen. Like, he is great. He's just it's one of the most realistic commentating teams on a stupid show like that. Like, they're just Rob Riggle is just saying dumb stuff to make the other guy laugh. That's it.
Almost like this show.
So Rob Riggle is one of my new favorite people. And Ice Cube's in it too, has the boss, I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah. And they're going undercover in a high school to try to find a drug called HFS. Google it, kids.
Holy freaking poop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Kinda.
I think the funniest thing about this movie was it took the Johnny Depp TV series from the late 80s, which was trying to be super serious and realistic, and it totally took the same premise but made it absolutely ridiculous and super funny, because you had these guys in their 30s trying to fit in with a bunch of high schoolers and go undercover.
Can you imagine if we tried to go undercover?
Yeah. I mean, if I shaved, I'd look like I was 12, so I might be able to fit in. I don't know. I might.
No. Everybody that sees me lately has been like, man, you got a lot of gray hairs. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, I do too.
5 years ago, I could have passed, but not anymore. So it happens.
Well, it's funny that we're explaining 21 Jump Street when it's really just an old 80s show. It's of the same premise with Johnny Depp as the lead. And so if you've seen that and you liked that, this is a really downright funny version of it. And it's got action as well, which is really good. But Johnny Depp, this was the spark that got him, kind of going and doing his thing in the acting. I remember it being a pretty cool show, but it wasn't one of my favorites at the time. I was too young.
And he may or may not make a surprise appearance in the movie.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that.
He does.
No, he doesn't. And he's just saying that to make it see it. Like, he wasn't even in it. Like,
everybody goes and watches it. We're gonna see Johnny.
No,
Michael Jackson's in it at some point. Yeah.
No, he was dead. But no, there's a great scene at the beginning of this movie in the park that I can't even describe it without us like getting kicked off YouTube. But there's a guy with a bicycle, and they're trying to tell him to get off the bike, and he says he's gonna beat him up, but he says it wrong, and then he says he's gonna use two hands, and it's
imagination.
So ridiculous. It's so good. Then they tackle him, and then the whole thing. There's a whole thing. It's good. It's really good.
We are down to one more in the top four. We've got Ted versus Grown Ups. I am going to go with Grown Ups on this one.
Ted, all the way.
Oh, it's down to Andy. What do you got for us?
See, I fought so much for Grown Ups, but I'm going with Ted.
Ted's real funny.
Ted is really, really funny. Let me tell you why Grown Ups is really bad.
Everything I said prior to this.
I'm kidding. I get.
Yeah, but now it's in comparison to an actually funny movie. So,
oh my word!
Back it up here.
I liked Grown Ups, and I like Grown Ups 2. I like everybody that's in it. So that's just my humor. It's dumb humor that it doesn't have to be. You don't have to take it seriously. I like Adam Sandler. Hate me for it. I don't care. Like
same.
I always say, hit me up with a fart joke. I'm in there. I'm good. You sold me. The peeing in a pool. Perfect. Ha, pee, poop. I'm in. 4 stars.
Not at that hotel.
Well, hey, I don't know.
You don't have anything else to say about it?
I mean, Grown Ups is funny. It is good. I just saw it maybe in the last year or so. But it wasn't memorable for me. And I do have to see Ted. Ted's on my list. So we now have Ted in the finals, and I've never seen it. So to
it's gonna be down to Mike.
So to support the argument here, the UK podcast called The Sandler Pit considered grown-ups one of Adam Sandler's poorer offerings, pointing the blame on the lack of any coherent plot or characterization. The film was doomed to rot forever in their dreaded Sandler pit, and the co-host Luke Thomas questioned whether developing the Sandler pit project could be a sign of a mental breakdown.
Jeez, so rough.
Also, the first cut of the film was 3 hours and 12 minutes. So that ties back into the lack of a coherent plot. It seems like they were really just hanging out for a vacation and filming it. Still sounds pretty funny, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
So, all right. What do we got? This is going to be interesting.
There we go. So RJ hasn't seen...
I haven't seen Ted. However,
seen Ted.
I would choose Deadpool anyway, just because honestly, it is one of my favorite movies to come out of the action world in the last, especially out of the Marvel world in the last 15 years or so. Ryan Reynolds is great. And it's such a tongue-in-cheek and a smart movie. With its comedy, it's if you want, you can really dive deep into why some of the stuff is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never seen a Marvel movie and you've never seen any, and you don't do comic books, it's a funny movie. But if you've seen all of them and you understand why this stuff's funny, like go watch X-Men and then watch this, and all he does is make fun of X-Men throughout both movies. And I think the second movie's got tears. So Andy, if you want to cry, go to Deadpool 2. It's good stuff.
It's true. It's a gut punch right at the beginning.
The whole point too about Deadpool, I mean, the guy basically he basically has a scarred physical appearance due to them giving him his mutant abilities. And wasn't he, was I incorrect? Was he dying of cancer, I think?
Yeah, he had cancer. So he did this experimental thing where they were going to put cells into his body. But then there was someone who was out for him that he had an altercation with that kind of botched the whole process. And that's how he ended up disfigured, but still ended up with the superpowers. So it's kind of a revenge movie, but both characters are trying to get vengeance on each other. So they both have a reason. It's not just Deadpool going after one person. They're continuously seeking each other out throughout the movie. And there just happens to be a whole bunch of funny pop culture stuff kind of in the middle. So it definitely lightens the tone. After, he ends up getting his superpowers and getting out of the facility where he was, it's pretty much a comedy movie, like from there on out, with a whole bunch of action thrown in.
And he does the breaking of the fourth wall, which I also like a lot. He talks to the audience quite a bit.
23 times.
Makes fun of his own character over in Green Lantern, which was an abysmal performance. And so it's just fun stuff. Sorry, Andy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, but I counter that with Ted, where a lady of the night takes a poop on the floor in Mark Wahlberg's apartment. So there's that.
There's way funnier jokes in Deadpool than that.
I need to see Ted because Mark Wahlberg, Mila Kunis, Seth MacFarlane, Joel McHale, all really, really funny people. The whole plot takes place in Norwood, Massachusetts, which is where I work, or I did work for a while. So I do need to see it more. Now, Mike, you've seen Ted as well, right?
Yeah, it's an adult Winnie the Pooh. But it's still really funny. I saw this in the theaters. As well as Deadpool. But yeah, Ted has some really great jokes. It's really funny. If you watch Family Guy or any of Seth MacFarlane's shows, you kind of go in expecting that type of humor, but then he still throws some other stuff at you. Like there's some actual, there's some really sad scenes, not to give too much away. So there's a legitimate story. It's not just like non sequitur after non sequitur like Family Guy. It's not just a bunch of bits like stitched together. It has a coherent plot. It's a really funny movie. It's really good. There's some really good scenes.
There's a whole fight scene that's kind of like Peter versus the chicken in Family Guy that just goes on for a while.
There's the Thunder Buddies scene, which was actually the test title for the film. was actually called Thunder Buddies. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well,
The working title for Deadpool for you, Andy, was Skull Poople.
Hey, on a serious note, I didn't know this. But in the movie they do mention 9/11, and apparently Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane were supposed to be on American Airlines Flight 11. I didn't know that at all.
I didn't know that until doing research. Yeah,
that's a crazy story. So I guess Wahlberg was booked to go on the flight, but then decided to drive to New York and fly to California later. MacFarlane was late by 10 minutes and was not allowed to board, and he was at the airport when he saw that the plane had hit the World Trade Center North Tower.
Way to bring down the comedy.
No, but then for them to kind of connect, like, what an odd, for them to, I mean, they probably didn't even know each other at that point because, Family Guy was fairly new at that point. But
yeah.
I don't know. That's just an odd thing. And then for them to kind of hook up for this movie, just an interesting tidbit that
forgot to mention that Ryan Reynolds was also in Ted.
Yes, and also Norah Jones, the singer.
That's right.
That's a good scene.
And Ted Danson. Hey, you know what's better than Ted Danson? Ted Danson and singing. Come on, whatever. All right, hey, we got Deadpool and Ted. My vote.
Mike should be last because he's the only one to see.
Oh, I was gonna go first and let you guys fight it out. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I already know where Artie's going. I know where I'm going.
Deadpool.
Yeah. See, again, it's kind of just based off of what we've seen. I haven't seen Deadpool, so my vote for now, right as of this moment, is Ted. Could change after I see the movie. My
choice is Tedpool.
Stupid.
No, it's a tie. It could be a tie. Honestly, these are both really funny, but I've watched Deadpool more than once, so it is definitely Deadpool. That is the winner today.
Remix.
Deadpool's so funny. Everyone go watch it.
It is very good.
Just don't watch it with any kids around.
Yeah,
it's not one of those superhero movies.
Not one of those superhero movies.
It is not.
So, Deadpool is our winner of the 2010 comedies of the 2010s.
Deserves it.
2010 comedy movies. Deadpool is the winner in that one. I feel like we had so many others that could have been on this list. What are some of the others you guys wanted to include on maybe a larger list outside of the 8?
Bridesmaids.
You know what? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen
Bridesmaids. I think my wife saw Bridesmaids.
There's a scene where they get food poisoning that is funnier than most movies. Just that one scene. And then, what else were we saying?
Is it sad that somebody needs to pay for us to watch movies where you talk about on the show?
I don't need the money. I need the time.
That's true.
That too.
True.
Yeah.
What you just said? Bad Moms Christmas. Bad Moms. Both are hilarious movies. Yes.
Daddy's Home 2.
Yeah. I wanted the Disaster Artist on here, which is a about the Room movie from back in 2003 with James Franco. The Heat with Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock. Life as We Know It with Katherine Heigl was actually really good. I don't know why this didn't get a lot of I don't know what it is. Press. Good Boys came out in 2019. Good Boys is beyond hilarious. It's basically just a bunch of kids. Seth Rogen made it. The kids couldn't even see the movie they were in. It's basically a bunch of sixth graders that have to get a drone back from their teenage neighbor girls who they were spying on. So they steal their purse, which has drugs in it. And so sixth graders have drugs. The girls have the drone. And it's hilarity ensues. So it's a very good one. I don't know why Jumanji didn't make it on here either.
I haven't seen Jumanji.
Hot Tub Time Machine. So much poop. There was so much poop in Bridesmaids.
I had some horror comedies which we decided to omit, so we may do in another episode. So Tucker and Dale versus Evil is absolutely hilarious. RJ, have you seen that movie?
I actually have not. I should have, because I love zombies.
Yeah, it's really good.
And the one of the guys in that is actually on a serious show that I watch called New Amsterdam.
Yep.
And he plays a therapist on that show.
Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. I had Cabin in the Woods on here. That's really good, but it's not funny in like a laugh out loud kind of way. It's funny if you're a horror movie fan, because they poke at all the tropes.
I did see that one. That was good.
Yeah, that one's really good. And then some other ones. Scott Pilgrim versus the World is really good if you like, comic book movies. I'm surprised you didn't have The World's End on your list because you like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead so much. That was the third movie in their trilogy.
I do.
Yeah.
And I never finished it. I never saw that one.
Oh, okay.
I saw the first two, and I loved both of those. I had Cooties with Elijah Wood. It's basically Elijah Wood and Dwight from The Office are teachers at an elementary school in which a zombie outbreak happens, and it's just Elijah Wood and Dwight from The Office killing children for an hour and a half. It's amazing.
That sounds
so you should
hilarious.
It is. When you see it as a parent, gets you right in the feels.
What We Do in the Shadows was the other one. If you haven't seen that movie, absolutely hilarious.
I actually haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the TV show. Is that the same concept?
It's a spin-off. Yeah.
Okay.
So the movie has Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords. Taika Waititi was in it, and I can't remember the other guy, but they're basically they're vampires. They're hundreds of years old, and they go out and they accidentally sire someone, and he ends up just telling everyone he's a vampire. So now they're trying to hide the fact that they're vampires. So they try to be all hip and cool and dress up in like modern clothes. And then there's also a scene where they get into a fight with a bunch of werewolves in a park, but they really don't fight. They just kind of stand there and just like say stupid things to each other. It's really funny. It's super good.
I don't have much else that would have gone on the list, I think, or that would have made it very far. Somebody said, when did The Hangover come out?
We did that already.
Yeah, that was in the 2000s.
Hangover 1 was 2009. We could have done 2 or 3, but I've never seen any of them. So that's why it wasn't on my list. But
yeah, Hangover 2 I was thinking about, but not obviously, but at this point I can't tell the difference between all 3 of the movies anymore. They all kind of blend together. So.
I didn't like the first one enough to watch 2 or 3, so
what?
Just saying.
Anyways, hey, thank you guys for joining us for another great Thursday night episode of You Dab Me at Hello. Thank you at Band Lab for checking us out too. And I think we will be back next week. Am I mistaken? Or is next week our off week?
I cannot make next Thursday. It's an off week.
Well, there
I'll
you
be
go.
at a wedding.
Oh man.
Well, we will either see you on another day or we will see you some other time. But we do have an episode dropping tomorrow, and we do have this episode dropping next Friday. If you haven't seen it or you came in late, you can also check out all of our episodes on Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere else you can get your streaming sites. Feel free to comment on past videos, like videos, subscribe. Spotify. It helps out with the algorithms for us to see where people are not only viewing, but also kind of commenting and liking. Share our videos if you'd like as well. If you really liked a certain episode and you want to share it with somebody, feel free to do that on Facebook or YouTube. And that's about it, guys.
I'll say if you have ideas of future episodes, let us know, because sometimes we can't decide on one. And,
we're also old and we forget things, so
Yeah.
we don't want to repeat episodes either.
It looks like we have some interest in a game night. So is this like a game night hangout with the You Dad Me a Hello co-hosts? So who knows? Maybe that'll be up. It'll be on our cruise. We're going to be doing a cruise with those cheap COVID tickets.
I get motion sick. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, me too.
It's actually a 5-day cruise. We'll just be doing 40 episods of You Dad Me a Hello.
It'll just be a live stream the whole time.
It's on the Bay Queen. That's it.
I almost got sick on that. That's how bad my stomach is.
The top 5 Jurassic Park movies. Thanks.
Those are some of his favorite movies.
I do love Jurassic Park.
And it's the first one. It's always the first one.
I do not like Jurassic Park.
You have anxiety, so
I like it, but it's not something I can keep watching.
Why?
It's very slow moving for me.
The Jurassic Park theme song is like it's the most like that's going to be the song in heaven when you
the gates open.
Anyways, we should go. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
BK, we'll see you next Friday when you listen back to this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Malachi.
Hey, you didn't ask for it, but here we are.